Now, on the campaign trail, we heard from a lot of folks in MAGA, bro, I support Trump because he's going to go after the establishment and go after the elites and go after the deep state and take on the powerful interests, bro. This is what we heard, right? Then he gets into office and immediately pardons 1,500 January 6ers, including ones who assaulted cops and are pedophiles. Signs an executive order to raise drug prices. A way to take on Big Pharma by raising drug prices. Signs an executive order to fill the swamp and let his cabinet be more corrupt. I mean, I can go on here, right? But put all that aside. Now we know when these people say, he's going to take on the establishment, bro. He's going to go after the elites and the deep state. What's he talking about? Well, you tell me. So here's Senator John Kennedy, Republican from Louisiana. As you all know, every Republican senator is on Trump's nuts, regardless of what he says, regardless of what he does, because they're all careerist hacks. They all want to stay in power. They know in order to do that, I got to tickle his taint, tickle Trump's taint. That's how I stay in power, right? Okay, listen to what he says.
To my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow.
Do you understand what he's saying there? Elon Musk illegally hacks the Treasury and then ransacks it, takes everybody's private data, deletes organizations he doesn't like, even though he has zero authority to do it, completely illegal, completely unconstitutional. It's a fucking coup that overrides the power of the purse that Congress has. He goes, get used to it. They're deleting USAID today. And then tomorrow, it's going to be the Department of Education. I love that. This is what you idiots meant when you said we're crusading against the elites and the establishment and the deep state. The fucking Department of Education. Now, by the way, he says this isn't out of nowhere. In fact, Trump already broadcasted the same day, yeah, we're drafting the order now where I'm going to take a hatchet to the Department of Education. So here, let's talk about that. Trump is moving to dismantle the Department of Education. The Trump administration is hoping to drastically shrink the education department using an executive order now in the works. The order, as described by three people briefed on its contents, speaking on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to publicly discuss internal issues, would seek a plan for Congress to abolish the department altogether, which would fulfill the Trump campaign promise. This order would follow a trio of executive orders President Trump signed last week, seeking to control how schools teach about race and gender, direct more tax dollars to private schools, and deport foreign pro-Palestine protesters. So what they are trying to do is exactly what it looks like, what we saw DeSantis do in Florida. Hey, we don't like any talk of LGBTQ stuff in there. Hey, we don't like any talk of black history in there. Hey, we want you to get rid of... Hey, we don't even like public schools. Let's send public tax dollars to private schools. And oh yeah, if you criticize Israel, we want to deport you. Oh my God. All of these moves are happening ahead of the confirmation of Trump's nominee for Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, which has not yet been scheduled. Here's what to know about the Education Department and its potential future. The department has 4,400 employees, according to a federal grants website. It is responsible for the $1.6 trillion federal student loan program and a range of grants for K-12 schools. In addition, the department runs achievement tests dubbed the nation's report card and collects statistics on enrollment, staffing, and crime in schools. It enforces civil rights law that bars discrimination in federally funded schools on the basis of race, sex, and other factors. States and school districts, not the federal education department, set curriculums. That runs counter to Trump's repeated call to send education back to the states, as it already mostly resides there. Since the department was created in 1979, Republicans have periodically advocated abolishing it, starting with Reagan. Taking office in 1981, he immediately sought to eliminate the department established during the tenure of his Democratic predecessor and tried again after his first attempt failed. The department does not run the Head Start preschool program, which houses the Department of Health and Human Services. The Food and Nutrition Service at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, not Education, handles school meals. Okay, here we go. So the Department of Education administers federal education grant programs. The biggest programs for K-12 schools are $18.4 billion to Title I programs that provide supplemental funding to high-poverty K-12 schools. That funding is absolutely crucial. The $15.5 billion program that helps cover the cost of education for students with disabilities. Yeah, so you want to get rid of that and you want to send it back to the states? Screw over these people with disabilities? Because the cities and the localities don't have the kind of money to do this? So they go on to explain here, to fully eliminate it, Trump would need an act of Congress, right? legally speaking. Then again, they're flouting 700 other laws, so who's to say they won't flout it this time? But what he's going to try to effectively do is the oldest trick in the book. It's the old school Republican trick. Hey, here's the Environmental Protection Agency. Why don't I put an oil CEO in that position to lead the agency? Because they understand all the regulations because they're used to evading them. So let's put somebody corrupt to run it and they'll handcuff him. We saw this with him firing the head of the NLRB, saw this with him firing the head of the CFPB. By the way, those two agencies, don't get it twisted, to explain what they are in simple terms, the NLRB is the labor police. If big corporations are screwing their workers, the workers go to the NLRB. They are the labor cops, right? Getting rid of that, dismantling that. The CFPB is the anti-scam police. If you get scammed by a big financial institution, who's there to help you? Who's there to return your money to you? CFPB. They're destroying both of these. They're destroying both of these. So buckle up, y'all. Buckle up. Here they are taking on the powerful interest. The elites, the establishment, the deep state, bro. Those goddamn teachers. All that goddamn money going to kids with disabilities who are just trying to get an education. We're going to show them who's boss, bro. Send all that money to Elon Musk. Give him another multi-billion-dollar subsidy so he can blow up some rockets. Let's do that instead. I hate these people. Zero respect for any of these fucking charlatans. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.